Hello, I'm Mark Hammett, minister of the Weber Road Church of Christ in beautiful Corpus Christi, Texas, and I'm glad you've joined me for this devotional and daily Bible reading. You may or may not be glad you joined me today after the story I'm going to tell you. But go ahead and turn to Psalm 9. Psalm 9, and we'll read from there in just a few moments. The joy of aging. Well, someone said if my body were a car, this is the time I would be thinking about trading it in for a newer model. I've got bumps and dents and scratches in my finish, and my paint job is getting a little dull. And that's not the worst of it. My fenders are too wide to be considered stylish. They were once as sleek as a little MG, and now they look more like an old Buick. My seat cushions have split open at the seams. My seats are sagging, and seat belts? I gave up all the belts when Krispy Kreme donuts opened a shop in my neighborhood. Airbags, forget it. The only bags I have these days are under my eyes, not counting the saddlebags, of course. I have so many miles on my odometer. Sure, I've been many places and seen many things, but when is the last time an appraiser factored life experiences against appreciation? My headlights are out of focus, and it's especially hard to see things up close. My traction is not as graceful as it once was. I slip and slide and skid and bump into things, even in the best of weather. My white walls are stained with veins. It takes me hours to reach my maximum speed, and my fuel rate burns inefficiently. The truth is, we are all aging. Some of us just don't like to admit it. Some of us don't like to face up to it. And talking about facing up, I read about an internet site called Facelift. I don't know if it's still around anymore, but it was marketing a non-surgical, rejuvenating product. And their website stated, our revolutionary formula is guaranteed to make you look 10 years younger in just 15 short minutes. No expensive, painful surgery, 100% money back guarantee. That sounds incredible, doesn't it? I think it's one of those too good to be true scams, of course. And while we all might want to look younger or might need to look younger in our own minds, it's not going to happen. All we can do is take care of ourselves as we now are. You know, if we blew it in the past, it's a pretty much done deal, but we have to make the best of what we have now. Hopefully that gives you something to laugh about, but also think about as we read from Psalm 9, starting in verse 1. This is the attitude, of course, that we should have before God and as we approach life. Psalm 9, starting in verse 1. I will give thanks to the Lord with my whole heart. I will recount all your wonderful deeds. I will be glad to exalt in you. I will sing praise to your name. O Most High, when my enemies turn back, they stumble and perish before your presence. For you have maintained my just cause. You have sat on the throne, giving righteous judgment. You have rebuked the nations. You have made the wicked perish. You have blotted out their name forever and ever. The enemy came to an end in everlasting ruins. Their cities you rooted out. The very memory of them has perished. But the Lord sits enthroned forever. He has established his throne for injustice, and he judges the world with righteousness. He judges the peoples with uprightness. The Lord is a stronghold for the oppressed, a stronghold in times of trouble. And those who know your name put their trust in you. For you, O Lord, have not forsaken those who seek you. Sing praises to the Lord, who sits enthroned in Zion. Tell among the peoples his deeds, for he who avenges blood is mindful of them. He does not forget the cry of the afflicted. Be gracious to me, O Lord. See my affliction from those who hate me. O you who lift me up from the gates of death, that I may recount all your praises in the gates of the daughter of Zion, I may rejoice in your salvation. The nations have sunk in the pit that they made, in the net that they hid. Their own foot has been caught. The Lord has made himself known, and he has executed judgment. The wicked are snared in the work of their own hands. The wicked shall return to Sheol, all the nations that forget God. For the needy shall not always be forgotten, and the hope of poor shall not perish forever. Arise, O Lord, let not man prevail. Let the nations be judged before you. Put them in fear, O Lord. Let the nations know that they are but men. What a great passage, and I hope that you can, if you missed any of that, if you didn't have time to really think about it and take it in, that you'll go back and read from Psalm 9. Again, very good to have you with me today. Hopefully you've been encouraged as always, and may the Lord bless you richly as you seek to follow His will.